morning, everybody. It's Jim Feist in Las Vegas. I'm going to take a look at the NFL standings. Let's first of all look at NFL standings against the point spread, ATS standings. We'll start with the, not every team has outstanding performances here in every different direction, but let's take a look at New England. They're 6-2 record, but they're 5-3 against the spread. They're on a 2-game spread winning streak right now. Typically, after a slow start, New England does get hot. They, as a favorite, 5-3, they're never a dog, hardly ever a dog, so that's not even in the picture. Miami is 4-4 against the spread, but 3-1 against the spread at home, 1-3 on the road. The Jets, 3-5 against the spread, 2-2 at home, 1-3 on the road. Buffalo is 3-5. They lose in both positions, home and away. There's nothing big there. As far as favorite and dog situations, nothing outstanding in those areas. Now you take a look at the AFC North. You've got Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, nothing outstanding there. Of course, we've got to keep an eye on Cleveland now that they've had sort of an Armageddon there in the city of Cleveland with the Cavs coach and the Browns coaches all leaving. It's that city is having their problems again, as usual. But Cleveland was hovering at home, 3-1, 2-2 on the road. We're talking ATS, of course. But I don't know what to expect now that there's some changes there. In a situation here with nothing outstanding there, Baltimore is 3-4 as a favorite, 1-0 as a dog. These are ATS now, I keep reminding you that. We'll go down to the AFC South. Nothing really outstanding. Houston is 3-5 against the spread. Dog favorite, they're 2-4. They started to play better. They won 5 straight games straight up. Home, they're 1-3 against the spread. Away, they're 2-2. Now going back up to, let's take a look at Pittsburgh. I passed this one up. Pittsburgh is 4-3 against the spread. They've covered 3 straight. Now that's a pretty good indicator they're starting to get back in form, and they're a little bit underrated in that situation. Baltimore, who they play this week, is on a 2-game spread losing streak. So that's interesting. AFC South, like I said, there's nothing really outstanding except Houston at home, 1-3 against the spread, even though they're 3-5, but they've covered the last 2. So you have to be careful after a few weeks how these teams start to get on a roll in one direction, negative or positive. Denver has covered 3 straight games. They're 3-4-1. But they've covered 3 straight games. That close game last week against Kansas City helped there as well. At home, they're 1-2-1. Kansas City, they're 7-1 against the spread, 3-1 at home. That was the loss against the spread against Denver last week. But they're 4-0 on the road against the spread. Oakland, having a pretty miserable year. Their record is 1-6 straight up, 2-5 against the spread. Losers at home and away. They've lost their last 3. John Gruden certainly not up their performance this year for sure. In the NFC East, Washington's doing well. They're 5-2 straight up, 5-2 against the spread, 3-1 at home, 2-1 away. These are spread numbers. They've covered 3 in a row. Philadelphia not having, of course, they're going to be a little overrated because they won the Super Bowl, but they're 3-5 against the spread, 1-3 at home. So they have not been covering. They did cover last week. Dallas, so that was the game in Europe, in London. Dallas, 2-1 at home, 1-3 on the road. So they have been doing better at home. Giants, of course, they're a train wreck. They're 1-7 straight up, 3-5 against the spread. Home, they're 0-4. Away, they have covered 3 out of 4 games away. Interesting. The NFC North, this is, of course, Chicago, Minnesota, Green Bay, Detroit. Detroit's doing well against the spread, 5-2. They did not cover last week. Away, they're 3-0, 2-2 at home. The Green Bay, 3-4. They did cover last week on the road. That was their first road cover. Nothing outstanding to see there with any of these teams. Chicago's covered 3 out of 4 at home, 1-2 on the road. New Orleans, here's an interesting one. They're 6-1 straight up. They just beat Minnesota on the road. They've covered 4 out of 4 games on the road, 1-2 at home. Of course, you know these teams like this are favored at home, so they're now in a situation like that. I'm going to go back over this dog favorite thing after I'm done with this, to give you an idea. New Orleans has covered 5 straight games. It's a pretty good streak. They've been playing at a pretty high level. Carolina's 5-2 straight up, 4-3 against the spread, 3-1 at home, 1-2 on the road, covering 2 straight. Atlanta, 2-5 against the spread. They've been a money burner for a while. It goes back a couple years, ever since Kyle Shanahan left that team. Things have turned around negatively. Tampa Bay now has they covered last week. Fitzmagic came in, but they have nothing special here with them. They're 3-4 on the season. They've changed quarterbacks. The Rams 8-0 straight up, 4-3-1 against the spread. Home 2-1-1, road 2-2. Seattle. Now watch Seattle. They're coming on. They're 4-3 straight up, 4-2-1 against the spread. At home, they're 2-0 against the spread, 2-2-1 on the road, but they have covered 3 straight. That indicates that they're playing pretty well. Arizona 2-6 straight up, 4-3-1 against the spread. San Francisco, train wreck. Here's another train wreck. San Francisco 1-7 straight up, 2-6 against the spread. At home, 0-3. On the road, 2-3. They blew that game last week against Arizona. So we'll go back over this dog favorite thing now with some of these teams, see if there's anything outstanding in that area. And there usually is. Indianapolis, 2-0 straight up, 2-4 against the spread. These are spread numbers. As a dog, they're 2-4. As a favorite, 2-0. Here, Oakland is a favorite. Once they covered. As a dog, they're 1-5. Washington 4-1 as a dog. Philadelphia 2-5 as a favorite. Very interesting stuff. Detroit as a dog 3-0. That's a nice number. Green Bay is a favorite, 1-3. They got a big game this week at New England. That's, I think the Sunday night game should be interesting to watch. 2 great quarterbacks. New Orleans is perfect as a dog, 2-0. And Tampa Bay, when they're favored, they're 0-2, 3-2 as a dog. Oh, here's San Francisco. When they're favored, 0-3, 2-3 is a dog. Arizona 0-1 is a favorite, 4-2-1 is a dog. Interesting stuff. It's good to review this every few weeks to see where there's trends. The best streaks we got going on so far, I think we have. Well, New Orleans has covered 5 straight games. That's probably the biggest streak. Seattle 3 straight games. The others are all. Washington has covered 3 straight. Denver 3 straight. Jacksonville has lost 4 straight to the spread. Very disappointing team this year. Pittsburgh's covered 3 straight. Cincinnati has lost 3 straight. Of course, they had that game won and covered against Tampa until they switched quarterbacks and Fitzmagic took that one away from them. So that's pretty good information. I have 2 very strong NFL plays going this weekend. I already have them posted up at jimfeist.com and other sites as well. Doing well. Had a good NFL Sunday. Did not play the Monday night game. Didn't have a pick on the side or the total. I figured it would be, it'd come down to one of those situations like it did come down to. You either get the turnover and cover, or you don't get the turnover and don't cover. You knew that New England wasn't really going to come into that game with a lot of spirit. The spirit would be on the dog, but they don't have the talent. With the game going against Green Bay, you've got to look at it as a flat spot for New England, and it was, but they still have way too much talent, and they still ended up with the win and the cover. Remember, jimfeist.com. Hank's up there, I'm up there, and a few others, and we got some great plays. And we got the Breeders' Cup coming up this weekend, so make sure you check that out. Hank is really good at horses. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.